Should we say hi? Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Want to say hi? There we go. So, you might be wondering, why are you doing this? Why are you sitting like this? And why is he in the shot? I love you. I love you. So, when I started my channel, I just knew that I wanted to make videos about everything that I personally love. That's why there's different types of videos on my channel, like food and DIYs and stuff like that. It's not just all beauty. And today's video is not going to be beauty either. There he goes. I came up with a list with all the things that we have learned or things that I think people should think about before getting a cat. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the breed. I think breeds are very important while getting a cat because they can determine so much about the cat. So our cat, I wish I had him right here, but he does not want to be in the video. Our cat is a ragdoll. So he is a beautiful, beautiful boy ragdoll. He's 2 years old. Yeah, we kind of forgot his birthday. So yeah, minus points detected from us straight away. Not good cat parents. He is a blue mitted ragdoll, which is what is called his colors, because he has like gray colors, which is like blue undertone. It's called blue mitted. It's not me making this up. And mitted is because he has little white socks. He's coming. So as I was saying, blue because he has gray, and then mitted because he has little socks on his hands. Yeah. Thank you for being in this video. And yeah, his name is Louie, but he has about 4,316 nicknames. And yeah, he doesn't listen. So when I first decided I wanted a ragdoll, this is like years back. I feel like 7-8 years, I don't know. I saw a picture of a ragdoll and they just have the most beautiful blue eyes. Well, you saw, look at him, look at these eyes, look at these eyes. So they have the most beautiful blue eyes and the most beautiful little fur, and I was just like, that is the cat of my dreams. So that's when I started to look up more about them, and I was like, yes, ragdolls it is, because they're very calm cats. They have a calm presence about them. I love that. And also they're kind of a little bit dog-like, I would say. Like when we come home, he greets us at the door. It's adorable. I love it. And also they're just very smart. But if you don't have a set breed in mind, I think it's super, because you could go to a local shelter and just adopt a cat instead. There are a bunch of cats and kittens in shelters that are looking for homes, and I think it would be wonderful to give one of them a beautiful home. And I can't say there's anything wrong with buying a cat. I mean, that's what we did. But I also want people to take into consideration that you don't have to have like a breed cat or anything for you to have a beautiful, long-lasting relationship with an amazing cat. So I just wanted to put that in there. Second of all is cost. Of course, when you're getting an animal, it's going to cost you. Whether you're getting like a domestic cat or whatever it's called, like a farm cat, house cat, many names, domestic cat. Usually you can get them for very cheap. That's what we have at home with my mom and dad. And nevertheless, they eat like little small elephants, and they're still going to take up a lot of money and time out of you, and you should always take cost into consideration. There's also other cost that comes with it. For example, insurance, all of his little, scratching poles, poo stations, litter box, that's what it's called. Poo station, really? Litter boxes, anything. There's a lot of cost. And also, of course, vets and all of that. But it's not like it has to cost you that much, but it's a thing to take into consideration, and also, do a little budgeting, do a little his and this, and you can see if it works out for you. Moving on, we have space. Space is very important, both for you and for the cat. So first of all, you need to think, should your cat be allowed to go on the outside, or should it just be like an inside cat? Louie is an inside cat because we live in town. We just live in an apartment, and I could not let him go outside, especially because he is a ragdoll. Ragdoll, if you don't know, are very trusting and, as I said, calm. they're not afraid of a lot of things, but then again, they can't really protect themselves. They're just a little bit clueless. And also, if you're thinking about keeping your cat on the inside, but then like going out on walks or something and just having him or her, I don't know why I say him, just because I have a him cat on a leash, then I would just recommend you guys start training with the leash at a very early age. Say this from personal experience. Well, some cats just don't like the leash. That's just how it is. They don't enjoy it. My cat is just one of those cats that you can see on Instagram videos when they put him in the leash and they just go flop. That's my cat. He hates it. He doesn't move. He doesn't know what to do. He gets paralyzed. He's like, it's not a pretty sight. Then we have toys and playtime. This is very, I don't really know what to say about this because I feel like we have tried everything. Our cat is very specific. He's been specific since the day he was born. He's like, I like specific things. I like things to be my way or no way. So we have a lot of toys. We tried a lot of toys, but there's only a few specific that he likes. And also he's very like dependent on us when it comes to playtime. He's like, he wants us to be with him playing, looking at him while he's playing. He likes to be in the center of attention. So your cats need to be engaged, especially if they're inside cats. They need to have playtime at least once a day. Our cat has like one crazy big one every single night. It's like if we're at our friend's house and they're like, oh, you guys are leaving so soon, we're like, yeah, but by the time we're home and he has his like half an hour playtime, it's definitely ready for bed. It's not like we can just come home and be like, hi cat, and go to bed. No. We need to have a full-on playtime no matter how late it is. So yeah, playtime, very important, and you should like take that into consideration. Do you have time to play and engage your cat every single day? Next up, I have written up discipline, because I don't really think that cats are that easy to discipline, and it's not like dogs where you can really, it's not really the same. But at the same time, I think it's important to have a little bit of discipline in their life. If you let your cat just do absolutely everything, I feel like it could be a little bit dangerous for the cat also. Not just for yourself, it's for the cat. So for example, our cat is not allowed on the stove whatsoever. He's not allowed on the countertop. That's just, for his own safety as well as for our like hygienic reasons. I feel like we've had a few problems with his discipline throughout like his 2 years here, but at the same time, I feel like right now he's like calming down. He's not as much of a kitten anymore. He's not as crazy, and he's like just, we have gotten into a routine and most of the things work. I'm like, I want to knock on wood. I'm just like building up. Okay, wood. There. I am no means a cat expert, and of course every cat is different, but I've just come to the conclusion that like screaming at him does not work. It just gets them more wired up and they go even more crazy. And also completely ignoring him doesn't work because he just gets more wired up. When they're doing things like this, it's mostly out of attention. He knew he would get our attention if he jumped up on the TV bench. So ignoring was the thing that I was like, okay, let's give him no attention. But that also made him crazy. So normally I would just like talk to him. I can see when he's trying to jump up there. So I would just talk to him, give him some attention, but not make him wired up, not make him crazy, just a middle ground. And we kind of got there. Sometimes I ignore him because sometimes he jumps up there and see like, am I going to get a reaction? And I'm just like, no. And then he's just like, fine, and goes up to his little tree. But discipline is definitely a thing that is, I feel like it's continuous, and it doesn't have to be crazy. We just want him to stay safe. And I feel like that is the most important thing. You don't have to like discipline them to do, I don't know, all sorts of tricks. Even though our cat can do tricks, he is so easy to learn tricks. Like for example, I taught him how to sit. So every time when he gets his dinner, he sits down before it, and he's so cute. And also one of my friends just taught him how to do the little paw thing. Hadn't even thought of that. So every time he gets a treat, he goes in like, whoops, with his little paws. It's adorable. He's so easy to teach. The next thing that I've written up is traveling. If you're getting a cat, you should take into consideration that even though they're more independent than dogs, yes, you still can leave them and just be like, whoo, I'm out of here, and like go on a weekend trip away. No, it doesn't work like that. So traveling is a big thing to take into consideration. Do you have anyone who can babysit your cat, or look into little cat hotels. For example, we have a few close people that do watch him, and it's very helpful, and it's saved us so many times, and it makes me feel calm that I know who he's with. We did a lot of research. I was so scared, and we found a super great cat hotel like close by, and unfortunately a lot of other people have found that cat hotel, and it's like it's the most highly rated cat hotel like ever, and it's always fully booked. So it's like kind of with children. When you get a child and you know you'll have like a wedding or something coming up, like in June, say it's December, you already booked the cat hotel / babysitter. It's like you have to be prepared. Then I also have equipment. Equipment sounds really funny, but yeah, there is some things that a cat needs to be, comfortable and live their full little cat life. So scratch poles, I have written that as a major importance. We have a scratch pole in every single room. We have something he can scratch on in every single room, because if we don't, he will scratch something else, basically. So yeah, we used to have one in the living room. We have a big one. It's a whole 3. He sleeps on it and he loves it. I got it for my mom. Thank you. She bought it for her grandchild, and he's the most grateful little boy because he loves it. Get a scratch pole at any place your cat scratches. If your cat scratches at your sofa, for example, put a cat pole exactly next to the place where he scratches. But yeah, he does. I also have here on my little notepad house changes because getting a cat means changes to your house. Like some furniture, you're just gonna have to count on it. Some furniture are gonna die. Like for us, we have had it lucky that it's only the chair in the bedroom that he pretty much killed, but that one was already killed, so it's fine. But then he is also a little bit on the sofa, so we're not as happy about that one. And also he had this weird thing when he was a kitten. If we were like standing, say for example in the bathroom, and we were not paying attention to him, he would just jump at the door, at the side of the door, and just like glide down with his claws. So he killed the door a little bit. And that comes with a lot of other changes, like for example plants. You can't have plants everywhere because they're just gonna jump up and eat them. So that's a little bit sad for me. I still wish he wouldn't eat my plants, but he has a tendency to do that, and haven't really figured how to say no to that one yet because he doesn't listen. And also things like vacuuming. If you use the vacuum, say, once a week, no, it's not going to be that anymore. It's like at least every other day. So is the next one, which is like grooming. So he has a lot of fur. He has fluffy, long fur. He needs to be brushed. I brush him like, I wouldn't say every single day because I do forget, but at least like, sometimes I'm really good and we brush every single day, and sometimes we forget. And yeah, luckily he loves it. His fur is acting really, really good, and it doesn't ever not, which I'm so happy about. I keep looking at him because he's sleeping with his face into the sofa. Looks pretty funny. And yeah, also claws. We trim his little claws so they don't grow too long, and like, yeah, just trim his little claws. So stuff like that is, to take into consideration, but I think that's kind of self-explanatory. It comes with dogs as well and everything. You have to take care of them. I mean, they're your animals. There's a car line. Next up is temperament. I feel like this is the most fun to talk about because every single cat has his own little way of being, his own temperament, and his own little fun quirks and stuff, and Louie is no different. He is the funniest cat I know, and he can feel our energy so well. I don't know any cat that can read energy as well as he does, but also it's just us here all the time. He knows us inside and out, so he knows our energy. But anytime I'm sad, he gets a little bit worried. Anytime my boyfriend is sad, he knows it. And it's very sweet, but it's also like, if we're like, sometimes we're just talking about something and we both get excited and engaged in the conversation, and we're like, yes, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh my god, are they fighting? And he goes and like claws the door and like, stop, you guys, stop. He gets nervous when things are not in balance, as I call it. He needs balance. He's a very routine cat, So that I think is so funny, because when I went away to Finland last time, my boyfriend always goes to bed later than me. So when I go to bed, Louis comes with me, he comes to bed, my boyfriend comes in, he says goodnight, because I'm 4. No, it's just sweet. It's a thing we do with dog. We say goodnight, and like we close all the lights, and yeah. And we just go to bed, and my boyfriend just comes in later and goes to bed later. But when my boyfriend was here alone, and it was like bedtime for me and Louis, he got like nervous and a little bit like, you know, not calm, because things were not what they were supposed to. So my boyfriend was like thinking what he could do, and he basically did the whole bedtime routine with the cat, and that is the sweetest thing I've ever heard. So he went into the bedroom, and the cat of course followed, because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to go to bed. It was his bedtime. And my boyfriend would just like pull down all the blinds, pull down all the window, make it dark, close the light, say goodnight, Lou, and then go out, and the cat would sleep calmly. And that to me is just, that is Louis in like to a T. He's very specific. He wants it the way he always gets it. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful in any sort of way. Please get a pet. And also, if it's a ragdoll, please send me pictures. No, that's not true. Actually, send me pictures if it's any sort of animal. If you're getting a little stick, what are those called? The walking stickies. I would love pictures of that as well. I love any type of animal. Can we just take a moment to look at my shirt? Like, what is this? If you get a cat, get one of those cloak rolly things as well. Okay? Okay, you'll be fine.